everyone, and welcome to this week's Household Huddle. Before we start this week's Household Huddle, I want to say thank you to all of our friends that shared pictures of their Skittle games from last week. Awesome job, everyone. Okay, now before we jump into this week's story, let's take a minute to remember the 4 steps in a household huddle. Do you remember what they are? Breathe, share, reflect, and thank. Okay, so where do we begin? That's right, we breathe. So let's take a deep breath together. Okay, and after we breathe, what do? That's right, we share. Now you might want to pause the video for a minute to share a joy and a concern with your household huddle, because we're going to jump right into the story. Actually, there's one more step we need to take, because during the season of Lent, we're going to look through the lens of love to see where we might find love in our stories. So it's time to put on our special glasses. But don't worry, if you don't have special glasses, an imaginary pair will work just as well. Awesome! So today we hear a story about Jesus from the Gospel of Mark. So what do you think? Is it from the Old Testament or the New Testament? If you said New Testament, you are correct. Because the Gospels tell the story of Jesus' life. And all of the Gospels are in the New Testament. Do you remember how many Gospels there are? Yes, there are 4 Gospels. And they're the first 4 books of the New Testament. Do you remember what the names of the Gospels are? Yes! Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Okay, one more question and we'll get on to the story. Do you know what the word gospel means? You got it! It means good news. Great job, everybody. Okay, so today's story is about Jesus cleaning the temple in Jerusalem. But he doesn't use soap and water, or a sponge, or a broom. He does a different kind of cleaning. The story goes like this. It was almost time for Passover, and Jesus went to Jerusalem and entered the temple. Inside the temple, people were cheating each other. And they were buying and selling animals for sacrifice. Do you think that should have been happening? No. Jesus was very upset at what he saw, and he set a bunch of doves free. Then he turned over the tables, and he chased the buyers and the sellers out of the temple. Finally, he said, "This temple is a place of prayer, but you have turned it into a den of robbers." Yikes! Now Jesus was angry at the people for what they had done, but it was only because he loved the temple so much, and he wanted to make sure to keep it clean and safe for everyone. Okay, so we took our breath and we shared. What comes next? Yes, it's time to reflect. When we reflect, we think about the story. So you might want to talk to your huddle about a few things. Like, Were you surprised to hear that Jesus got angry sometimes too? I wonder, do you ever get angry when you see someone doing something wrong or being disrespectful? What's something that you can do to help make your house safer and cleaner for everyone? Great job, everyone. Okay, if you want to do an activity with your household huddle, maybe you can build a temple out of different shaped sponges, like Corey and Kaylee did. And you could even use one of the sponges to help wipe the table after breakfast or dinner each day this week. Great job, girls. Okay, and what's the last step in a household huddle? That's right, thank. Well, this week, I'd like to thank Jesus for teaching us to stand up for what is right. And I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today. I hope you enjoy your household huddles this week. And remember, household huddle can happen anytime and anywhere, so just be creative. But no matter where you are, or what you're doing, remember that you are amazing. And don't ever forget that God loves you just the way you are. And so do I. If you'd like to share a picture of your sponge temple or a picture of how you used one of your sponges to help clean up at home to be part of next week's Household Huddle video, you can email them to Pastor Kelly at oldtownucc.org.